Well, what happened was it was the late 1970s. I was 16 years old. My parents were going through a divorce, and my neighbor, David Soblin, he was the chief advertisement executive for a huge big name advertising company. They were in charge of Bay Area rapid transit. They were launching BART in the 1970s. And he saw that, I was this lost high school kid. I needed direction. He had such good intentions for me. Dave Soblin, great guy. Still love him to this day. He gave me a book. He didn't know it, but the book's kind of dangerous. The book was kind of a lie, but it was a very popular book at the time. It was called What Color is Your Parachute? And the book essentially wanted to match your personality profile with your career. And it popularized this idea that you should follow your passion. And following your passion is a very dangerous oversimplification. Let me tell you my passions. Piano. I'm moderately talented at piano. I know people who are far more talented than I am. They're following their passion. They're trying to make a career as pianists, and they're homeless. I like comedy. I've always loved George Carlin, my idol growing up. Well, I'm a moderately talented comedian, and I know people who are far funnier than I am trying to make careers as comedians. They're homeless. I like writing novels. When I was in college, I discovered Franz Kafka and Vladimir Nabokov. I wanted to be a novelist. There are people far more talented than I am in writing. They're homeless. I like making YouTube videos because as a kid, I always wanted to be a sports broadcaster. I used to play dice baseball. I would announce my baseball games in a tape recorder, and I would be the broadcaster, and I'd do interviews with myself as the athletes. Always loved that kind of field. There's a lot of aspiring YouTubers out there who are homeless. So, follow your passion. Follow your passion. It's not the solution. Well, come on, McMahon. If I'm not going to follow my passion, would I must be some robot in some job that I despise? No. So I teach college, and I have to give sound advice to my students. Some of them are lost, looking for careers. It's not follow your passion. We study a book in my class by Cal Newport. It's called So Good They Can't Ignore You, and he rejects the whole notion of following your passion. He makes a very persuasive case that the solution so that you can be happy in life and be productive is not to follow your passion, but to develop an exceptional skill set that makes you irreplaceable and super valuable at your job. That's what's going to make you happy. And the way to get there will also make you happy. It's being a person who can work really hard and sustain your focus for long chunks of time in your day. And so when you do that, you have to develop a baseline of writing and math skills, and that takes a lot of tedious hard work. And people who can't go through that tedious hard work, people who don't have the brain power to do that, I don't know, man. They're going to end up selling stuff at a shopping mall kiosk. But it's tough in this competitive world. It's so much more competitive now than when I was going to college. When I was going to college, all you needed was a degree in anything, and that put you over the fence in terms of getting a good career with medical benefits. Man, that's so different now. If I were 18, since I know there are people far more talented than I am in comedy, piano, writing, making YouTube videos, what would I study? Well, I don't know if I would be successful at this or not, but I would give it a try. Actuarial math. Actuarial math is essentially risk assessment. Some company is thinking of building a hotel in Brazil. They consult you to do a risk assessment analysis, and that's a type of skill that makes you irreplaceable. You just can't hire someone to do that. It takes a lot of work. I talked to the dean of math. A math major is a full-time job. Each math class you take is 3 hours of homework a night. By the time you're a junior and senior in math, you're now doing like 9-10 hours of homework a day. And so it's a full-time job. Not many people can do it because they're on their smartphones, multitasking, they're on Facebook. I'm writing at my computer. I get my smartphone's pinging when every time someone posts a watch photograph on Facebook. I need to find out how to shut that off. So Malcolm Gladwell did a good job of talking about the 10,000 hour rule. You can't really be good at something unless you go through the long, hard work. Following your passion is an oversimplification. Cal Newport uses a great example. Steve Jobs. You want to know what his original passion was when he got out of college? Not Apple Computer. It was to be a Zen Buddhist hippie. To walk around barefoot, not have a job. He was sleeping in his friends' bedrooms. He didn't have a job. By accident, he stumbled into this lucrative opportunity to build personal computers out of garages. You could build them and then sell them for a huge profit. And he got competitive in that because there was a window of opportunity. So happiness is really not about this dream, this mythology of just walking around and finding this low-hanging fruit called your passion. You have to go through the hard work. You have to develop skills that make you irreplaceable, and that in turn makes you feel valuable at what you do. I urge you to read Cal Newport, So Good They Can't Ignore You. Read Malcolm Gladwell. He talks about the 10,000 hour rule in his books. Tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm out.